All righty, everybody. Thank you once again for joining us on our journey. This is, of course, the War Room. If you're a first-time guest, stand up. Let everyone know you're here. Put your hand up. Put your hands up if you're the first time ever. Yes. That's what happened. Tony put his hand up the first time he joined, and we haven't been able to have him put his hand down yet. So anyways, thank you all for joining us today. We love you all, by the way. And
he's muted again.
And yeah, we are. Look at us. It's only taken us 3 years, but we're getting organized. We're getting our shows lined up. Everyone should know, and we're going to announce this like 10 times during this episode. Next week's show is going to be on Tony's channel. Next week's show is going to be on Tony's channel.
When did this happen? When did we decide this?
Oh, you went out to the loo, I think.
Oh, crap. You throw it at me, Andrew. No, that we're excited. We're doing some changes and some stuff. So while you guys were waiting for us to come on, and I know you guys sit there and go, okay, it's almost 4 o'clock. Almost 4 o'clock. I got to make sure I'm on because I know you guys are regulars. We were doing some planning and some organization, so we will be rotating the shows. So next week will be Mang on my channel, and we'll make sure we put the schedule out so you guys can look on Tack Up, Facebook. We'll put it on our community. We'll make sure it's advertised all over the place so you guys know where to go. Also, if you haven't subscribed to either mine or Ruff's channel, first of all, shame on you.
Don't worry about him. He doesn't need any more subscribers. Thank you very much. No.
And make sure you tickle that little bell, as I keep hearing other YouTubers say, so you guys get notifications when we come on. Now, they're not perfect, but hey, it is what it is. So we're looking forward to it. We're really going to step things up on this, and I think it's going to be fun. We're going to see the creative sides of all of us, which kind of scares me a little.
Here's the important part for you guys to take out, right? We're gonna have a 3-week block where 1 week I'm gonna host it, 1 week Tony's gonna host it, 1 week Ruff's gonna host it. So if you know Tony hosted it last week and I hosted the week before, more than likely it's probably gonna be on Ruff's channel. But yes, Tony, you're right. Subscribe to all 3 of the channels. Make sure you go there. I'm sure we're gonna have a lot of people showing up at my show next week because they're gonna forget. So guys, make sure you go to Tony's channel. Again, Face Up.
We will be advertising the show. Rather than do it on the night, we're going to be advertising the show maybe a day before or at the beginning of the day, so people get notified of what's going on, rather than just, putting it on bang 10 minutes before we go on.
Yep.
So,
and
yeah,
we're gonna have the monthly schedule, which we'll post. Of course, we'll talk about it, make sure everyone knows, and we're going to talk about it several times during this episode. It's going to be a change, but I think once we start doing the rotation, people get used to rotating to every channel. Every week, you guys just normally come here. Now you have to actually think, are we going to Jester's channel? Are we going to Tony's channel? Are we going to Ruff's channel? It's going to be on one of those 3 channels.
But that is another good reason, if you haven't done so already, is to subscribe to the Tack Up page on Facebook, because we'll be flooding it with what's going on there. That'll be our sort of go-to news channel for the War Room, of course. We will be advertising on other ones, but that's the one.
Yeah. And I will put the link in the chat. If you are not a Facebook Tack Up member, which we're up to 212, which doesn't sound like a lot, but for us, it's a good growth number. Yeah. So we're happy with having 200 people. We would love to have 2,000 people, but that's where you find us, or just do a search, Tack Up Wargaming. All right, let's say hi to all of our friends out there. Look at this. We have a crazy crew out there. Alistair, he's 2 weeks running now.
First, yeah.
He's first, 2 weeks in a row. And am I a little laggy, or am I okay?
Yeah, your video is a little laggy.
You're back now, I think.
Okay.
Audio was fine. Your audio was fine. You were a little laggy.
Yeah.
So.
We also have Phoenix Knight now. We'll announce this a couple times on the show. Tomorrow at 3 p.m. We're having a special birthday celebration where myself and Ruff and Phoenix Knight are going to enjoy playing Eldritch Horror, Part 2. And it happens to be Phoenix Knights and H.P. Lovecraft's birthday tomorrow. So we're going to have a special episode. We're going to have maybe even a giveaway or something. You never know. I would recommend you might want to show to the show tomorrow, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. What is that over there, Ruff?
That's the proper time is 8 p.m. British summer time, 8 p.m.
Okay, tomorrow at 3. Happy birthday to Phoenix.
Yeah.
All right, Jeffrey, good afternoon. Hello, David. How are you? All righty, Meandering Mike. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you for coming by. We have David. And I'm not even going to try and pronounce his last name because I'll screw it up.
And you'll upset everybody.
Kurzanowski. I'll go for
Extra Squeaky. Hello, sir. David Tomko. I can pronounce his last name. Mike Butter Jelly. I can pronounce his last name too. William, how's it going? Good to see you, Richard. We have Jay. JT's in the house. Good to see you. Matt White. Oh, we had a great episode with Matt a couple weeks ago. We already miss him.
I was afraid I lost my job after watching that one.
You know how Ruff has his crushes on people? Like, I have a crush on Matt White, I guess, because he's just such a great guy.
He's a great talent. It's just talent. Gem Cutter, yeah.
Gem Cutter, how you doing? Good to see you, my friend. Michael D. Merlaire. How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see everybody. Holy cow. Viper Dave is in the house. Viper Dave. I have to get with Viper Dave. He actually lives like less than like 5 miles from my house. I have to go. He's got games. He wants to give me stuff, and I haven't gone and seen him yet. He wants to give me stuff.
Hey, Jester, look, I got his name right.
Perfect.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. All right.
That's having too many students with so many different last names. Eventually, you kind of figure out like Polish names and what to pronounce and what not to. So, I enjoy that. I shock a few students when they're like, "Hey, you got my name right." I'm like, "Yeah." I just eventually start figuring it out. Hopefully, I figure.
I'm terrible with names. I've always been terrible with names. In fact, my name. You guys don't know this, but my first name and last name is not what I was born with because I had my name changed when I turned 20. What was I? 28, 27, 28. I had my name changed.
Is that because of the police?
Partly because of the police were after me, and partly because I didn't want to be known anymore by the name that I was. So
yeah, Taxman cometh. Yeah. So.
So it was a good way to restart. And my last name now is 4 letters long. So the week that was.
Nice
Let's talk about the week that was. Man, we had a good week. Tony, your week was busy with work. You haven't seen work in like months. What happened?
Well, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I was at a retreat. I cannot get this thing to focus worth a damn right now. There we go. Maybe that. No, but I was at a retreat in a hotel. We're doing some team building stuff with the teacher teams, with the teachers I have. The cool thing was I took my Mike Lambo books with me, and I actually got to play the battles of the Middle Ages Britain and Middle Ages. That particular Middle Age Britain one. I still have not beaten, because they are solitaire game. I still have not beaten the first scenario, and I've played it 3 or 4 times now. It's actually pretty difficult. It's like you're like, oh, this will be easy. I'll just kill. No, oh crap, I can't do what I went in to do. And yeah, so it was really cool. I've been meaning to get that game and play it for a minute or two, and I've had it for a while, and I've actually did it. So, and then my masters. So while you are having your fun tomorrow,
bye.
I was hoping that would fix things.
Sometimes it does.
Yeah. I will be finishing my last essay for my class tomorrow on nuclear policy in.
Do you think you can squeeze in H.P. Lovecraft into your dissertation somewhere?
I will see what I can do. I can't guarantee it, but I'll see what I can do. So, but yeah, so it was really busy. I'm finishing up class, and school started for me on Thursday. So I was at a retreat Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and teacher workday Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. And so I actually have students starting Monday, and I'm not even ready for that yet. So
oh boy,
it is what it is, and I have no problem with that. So
it's the teachers now have to get back into society and stop their 3 months of playing.
Yeah.
Ruff, what do you got going on this? What did you have going on this week?
Well, I wanted to catch up on some unboxings. I've got a load of unboxings. So I I did an unboxing of the brand new North Africa, which has been very popular. I think I must be the only one that's got a copy on the planet at the moment, maybe apart from one or two. Everybody was bemoaning Stigler. And I think Kev was saying, bemoaning the fact that I got mine and they haven't even got theirs yet. I think they're starting to come through now, but that looks cool. It's up there already. I mean, I'm got a yearning to play one of these now. I must do. And also the new CDG pack number 2. We did a little look inside that. Next week, if we do that, I've got a couple of unboxings and unbooking to do. New book from Thomas from Historic Wings, his new SOE book. I need to have a look at that, do a video on that. Still a couple of unboxings, but I want to get something. I might as you've been doing it, I know it's put me off a little bit, but I'm thinking, well, why not? Maybe do a bit of tally ho or something like that. But also, if you remember back when Matt was on, I asked peeps to look at my collection and pick some games to see what I wanted to play next, because I can't make my mind up, and if you choose it, I've got to play it. Unfortunately, I've got the list here. Unfortunately, some of those are on a list that Tony's put up, and we've already played one of them that were on the list for our Friday night shenanigans. So I'll wait until that's cleared off a little bit, and then I'll put some of these up. I might pick sort of 2 or 3, and then maybe pick a couple of my own, put them in a hat, pick them out, and put them up and see what people think. So thank you for that. I haven't forgotten. It's just, I didn't want to duplicate stuff in case the one on Tony's poll gets chosen as well.
And right now, it's looking like it's going to be
everyone the poll to see if they wanted to vote. It's for some reason
vote.
A second to pop up. There we go. So if you go vote, you can vote for Men of Iron, Battles of the American Revolution, The British Way, and Banish the Snakes,
which has 0 votes on it, which
shows you how popular that game is.
Yeah. And
I think it's very interesting. Every time we put a poll up, I think I see it, and then you see how it turns out, and should be a dissertation on the outcome of these.
Wow, I didn't expect.
So interesting. People Power was just released, brand new coin game. I put it on my list, 0 votes. I'm like, wait a minute, how did nobody want to play this game?
The people, you see, the people have spoken. The people, they are the pulse of the wargaming community.
They are. And
so then what we got to do is, once we know what game we're playing, because they're both series, they both have different battles and different things, we'll have to put a poll up of which one they want us to play. Because if it's Men of Iron or Battles of American Revolution, both of them have multiple scenarios, multiple modules.
Multiple boxes.
Multiple boxes, yes. So we'll be looking forward to that. So I'll have to find out which editions of the BOAR Ruff has. And I'm not talking about the World War II bowler.
No, well, I've got
that. What is it? British Army of the Rhine? Yeah.
Yeah, that's BAOR.
Yeah, that's right.
I've got the tri-pack.
Okay.
And I've got the new one, the White Plains. So.
I got that one too. So okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Edward has a good comment here. He just saw today's topic. Meanwhile, he's just got off the phone with a friend trying to figure out if the new Disney Lorcana game is right for him. So
explain,
subject, my friends.
Explain. I'm over the pond here. What's that about?
Nothing.
It's a game.
It doesn't matter what it is. It's just the point that his friend called him to find out, hey, what do you know about this game? Because I want to find out if this game is right for me.
Oh, I see. So
the subject today is trying to find out if the game is right for you and how do you go about doing that. And one of the things is contacting Edward and asking Edward, is this game right for me? I think that's the moral of the story, right?
Oh, right. Thank you, Phoenix.
It's my name, Algiers. Funny guy.
Yeah.
Again.
You'll get sent in the naughty corner. Don't.
I might have to be, and we've got a lot of comments about Tony being Dr. Tony. We also have Phoenix Knight, considering that H.P. Lovecraft died before the nuclear weapons were even a pipe dream. I don't see how you can fit it into a nuclear policy paper.
These scam artists can do anything. These teachers,
right? You say, here's what it is, Tony. You ready? They created nuclear weapons because of the threat of Cthulhu, which is the monster created by H.P. Lovecraft. If it wasn't for these nuclear weapons to deter Cthulhu, our world would be in the hands of the ancient ones.
Okay, when did H.P. Lovecraft die? I know he wrote in the 20s because theoretically they were idea back in the 30s, so I can't remember when he died. I know he wrote in the 20s, and I know died
Have you seen the film yet? Have you seen Oppenheimer yet?
I have not had 3 hours of my life to waste yet.
Oh, get out of here. We play war games. What are you talking about?
Again, I have not had 3 hours to waste.
I did March 15th, 1937.
Okay, so it wasn't a pipe dream. They were actually pretty theoretically about ready to do it. They did it. So yes, that's the one thing I found interesting is that a lot of the nuclear ideas for weapons and stuff started in the 20s.
Yeah.
They just weren't realized until the 40s. So.
Yes, so happy birthday to H.P. Lovecraft and Phoenix Knight. Tomorrow. Of course, tomorrow.
So, I have an announcement to make. Breaking news.
Oh, God.
I just got a text.
Hang on a second. Wait a second. Wait. No. Wait. No. Wait. There we go. Breaking news. Go ahead.
Mike Berticelli asked me if he wants me to call in from the Tempe Expo, Consum Expo, next Saturday in the middle of the show. And I said, no,
get lost. No, get lost.
Forget about it. Of course. So Mike's going to join us. Mike Berticelli is going to join us from the Consum World Expo in Tempe live. So awesome. I've seen all the pictures, and so I can't wait to see that. So yes, Mike, I appreciate that. Yes, the answer is yes. I texted you. Yes, so that's
congratulations.
Cool. Thank you,
Tony. You spent a lot of time and effort getting our.
I know, man. That was tough.
And wow, all that emailing and contacting people and everything, it worked. Yeah. It came through, Tony. Good job.
He just happens to be there, and he thought, "I'll tell you what, let's contact Tony." Right.
Yes, I actually, Alistair, I had to read that. That was one of the novels I had to read for my class. Was the H.P. Wells. Oh God, what was it called? I can't remember. It was the beginning of class. But anyways, I had actually. What was kind of fun is it was very World War II and very weapon centric, which is kind of cool with all the stuff. And we've just got up to the Reagan era and kind of the end of the Cold War. So it made me want to get out World of War. Thank you. Yeah, World Set Free. Made me want to get out of World of War 85 out and started playing, and so it's pretty cool. So my next class is even better. Check this out. It is European history and politics after 1945. So we're talking prime Cold War. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be a really good one. So
that is Churchill, the game.
Yep.
Right. And wow, that'd be cool. Play Churchill and then go right into that class. That'd be awesome.
Yep.
So what did I do for the week? So thanks for asking. Yeah.
No, I haven't asked yet. There'll be lots of spies and things, weren't there?
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm
lovely.
looking forward to it.
Jester,
So,
what the heck have you been up to, old boy?
I don't care about Chester. I want to talk about me.
Right. It's all about you, Tony. That's why we got Matt White on the show, right?
Yeah.
So, what did I do this week? Unlike Dan, for some reason, he highlights half the videos that I do. He announced that I did 8 videos. That's not true.
I don't think his stream's big enough.
15 videos this week, my friends. All the way back to the last War Room, which was, of course, last Saturday. I have done Tally Ho. I've done Teotihuacan. I've done People Power. I've done Libertaria, Project Solo, The Great Western Trail, Wingspan, Mr. President, Tally Ho again, and then I did the Barracks Emperors. Elder Tour yesterday, a complete one, by the way. And that is it. That's all I did this week, my friends. I did get a couple new things in, which you guys probably won't care, but I finally decided to break down, get an old game that I haven't had for a while. Boom, boom, boom. Descent First Edition, the big box one. Yeah. Because I have all this extra space. I figure if I put that up at the top, this would be the game that kills me, right?
The reason you've got that green screen on is because you've now got ropes suspended from the ceiling with netting, and the games are in. There's nowhere else to put them.
That's true. That's true.
He's just got shelves all the way across the top now.
The stack just keeps getting higher and higher and higher and higher. And
that's what they used to call them, coffin boxes, weren't they?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
And I also got something else. And this is another big box game. Holy crap. We're going to take it out of the plastic.
Jay, you crack me up.
Sorry, the chair was misbehaving.
By the way, he's in Malta now. He's moved from Germany. He's in Malta now.
I can say that this game has never probably been talked about on this show yet.
No, but
as soon as I show it to Rob, he's probably going to buy it.
No, I've seen that one. It doesn't appeal.
This one?
Yeah. I know.
It's a Cthulhu game. It's definitely an Ameritrash
game.
Oh yeah. I've watched playthroughs, and I thought
it's a war game. You actually use war. You use war stuff to hunt down Cthulhu, man.
Well, do a playthrough, because the ones I've watched, they weren't very inspiring.
Really?
So yeah.
I thought this would be right up. Well, I thought this would be right up.
I thought so too.
You can, I mean, come on, Cthulhu. You use tanks and vehicles. You got different leaders. You got to put the leaders. You have different actions you got to use to put the leaders out there and do your attacks.
Shut up and do a playthrough then. All right.
I thought for sure you would be all over this one. Like, I get this one.
I've sussed it out again, but the thing, look at me, baseball games, get out of here. I've been playing a few baseball games this week.
Yeah. We asked you what you did this week and you didn't mention it. So
no, well, I didn't want to, because it upsets the chat when I talk about baseball games, like it used to upset me when you used to talk about it.
Did you see that I did the Barracks Emperors, which is a card trick-taking game?
Yeah, I saw it. I looked at it. I haven't watched it properly. It didn't appeal. I know Mike is raving about it, but it's again a subject we may be talking about in the future. Is the look of the game, what do you look for in a game? And I'm afraid that doesn't look very appealing.
Really? Wow. Yeah. What's wrong with you?
In my opinion, before I get hate mail.
No. Is Tony locked up, or is it just
nope?
Okay. He's
still I'm just listening.
He's still trying to get his camera to work, folks. That's all right. We've only been on the show 27 minutes, but whatever.
It worked for a minute or two, and then I moved.
Let's announce what we're doing the week coming up, so everyone can put it on their calendars. Tomorrow at 3, we got Eldritch Horror in honor of Phoenix Knight, his birthday, and H.P. Lovecraft and his birthday, and so we're doing it for him. That's all. That's how we are.
Terrible game.
Very caring and kind.
Hate the game.
Tuesday. What are we doing Tuesday, Ruff?
Tuesday, we're doing part 2 of an exclusive world premiere. And people, when we were advertising this, people go, "Oh, is it available now? Is it available?" No, it is not available. We've had exclusive permission from Gene at GMT, Herm, and everybody else to give us permission to use the tabletop simulator that they've designed for the Plum Island Horror. So it's part 2 of that. If you missed it last week, it's up on both our channels. Give that a watch. And part 2 will be at, 7 p.m. your time?
Yes.
7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which makes it midnight out there.
It's midnight for me, so I've got to have my Horlicks, my Ovaltine, hot chocolate, whatever, just to keep going. So in my gym jams. So yeah, don't miss that.
Okay. So Tuesday, part 2 with Herman. It's 7:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, assuming that, everything, we have internet access. We got some storms coming in this weekend. We had one last night, and the power kept flickering. I actually lost power at the house when I was doing my live stream on Wednesday of Mr. President. I don't know if you guys watched that. I'm doing my live stream of Mr. President. The power goes out for like a second and then comes back on, but of course it resets all the cable boxes.
No,
So,
that was
fortunately-
I think that was Teotihuacan. Wasn't it Teotihuacan?
Oh yes, it was. You're right. It was Teotihuacan. Yes.
Yeah, because I was watching it. I'm like, oh crap, his power went out. Oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then it came back on, and then I joined the live stream again. So he was smart enough to keep it going.
Lord
So we were
Slower
able to-
was keeping us entertained the whole time.
Yeah, awesome guy. Love him. He's great. So anyways, it was a very interesting week. We're starting to get the summer weather down here in Florida, the humidity where the clouds look like what Tony sees behind him over there. The big billowing clouds.
Oh yeah.
And then in the afternoon and early evening, it just
Pours.
Yeah, it just comes, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Well, we're quite happy over here because we've now we've had some sunshine, so we've now got our week and a half of summer. So that'll be cool. Looking forward to that.
Nice. Yeah. Beautiful.
I'm ready for fall. I hate to say this, but I'm ready for fall.
No, we've had a really rough, rotten, horrible summer. Raining and overcast, cold, the lot.
It's interesting because the U.S. has had the hottest summer it's ever had in its history.
Trust you to get global warming, and poor old UK not.
Right. So we're getting all the heat, and then because we're getting it all over in our area, you guys aren't getting any of it.
You're just sucking it from everywhere else on the planet.
Yep.
Yeah. Very cheap.
Philistaire, that's my parrot.
So trying to find the right game for you, Ruff. How do you find the right game for you?
If I hear of a game and I think this might be the right game.
So let's see. You hear about. Let's just go through. Let's walk through it. You hear somebody say, "Hey, I've got this super cool game called Australia," right? And then it has got Ancient Ones. Ancient Ones. It's got war. It's got strategy. What else could you want? So how would you go about finding out if this is the game for you?
It looked like the right game for me. Yeah, Eurotrash and all that sort of thing. Sorry, not Eurotrash. That was Eurotrash was a program over here in the 90s. Ameritrash. And you think, yeah, that's for me. So you start doing a bit of research. Not a lot of stuff out there on it, but the ones I found, I watched, and I don't know if, because YouTubers are all different. The playing of it, the mechanics of it didn't appeal, and I was well disappointed. But the right person does the playthrough. So if you know anybody, Jester, tell them to do a playthrough of that. So
I'll do a playthrough. I mean, so you get your first thing you do when you hear about a game is you try to figure out. You go and watch a video of someone playing it.
Yeah, that's the best way. A picture paints 1,000 words. I could read up about it, but
so let me ask you another question. You've done this a while. I know you do, right? Has there been a game that you got that you watched somebody play and thought, oh, this game is great, and then when you got it, you're like, oh, this game is not great?
What do you think the answer is?
I say no, because you love everything.
It's not that I love everything. I do. I love everything I have because I do a lot of research before I buy a game. I don't buy it because it's hot. You know, I mean, how long has Eldritch Horror been out, for instance? Not a war game, but how long? It's been out a while, isn't it? So it took me a while to get it, do a lot of watching, a lot of this, a lot of that. And I know new games come out from like GMT and you order them. It's like the Mark Simonich 40X series. I like them. You know, I don't play a lot of it. I've mucked about, but I like it. And so I'm going to get them and just trust Mark on that. But I normally do a lot of.
What about you, watching? Tony? You hear about this game? It's called the Attack Across the Volga. You hear about it? What do you do to find out, is this game for me? What's the first thing you do?
I actually go to the website of where
you go to the manufacturer's website. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So you read the description or whatever? Not
really. I go to the contents and find out how big it is. Because if I can't fit, and this is something for another topic, but if I can't fit it, why buy it? I know. Or here's the other thing: a good manufacturer will list how many like one mapper or two mapper scenarios there are, and if there's a decent amount and it's a topic that I'm really interested in, then I have no problem with maybe putting it on and buying it. But that's usually what I do first. I look for the contents. I look to see if it's a series. Are there other ones that I'm going to end up buying because I bought one in the series? Because I have a problem with that. Again, collector or player.
You're giving away all our topics for the next.
Wow, I'll tell you. He has his notebook like just sitting right in front of him. He's
a good job he doesn't work for the Secret Service or anything, MI5.
Well, here's the thing. I'm previewing. I am planting seeds of potential topics.
But true. What you say is very true. It's like I did, because North Africa, there's no videos, of course, out on it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think my unboxing is one of the very few that's out there. But I did check to see how much, because I knew it was a 2-mapper, and I did check. And if you watch the video, it just fits on this table, which is great. So I can get the whole thing out.
Okay, so this brings up a super, and this is off topic now, but Tony brings up a great point, and I've been harping on this for a while, not just for war games, but it really comes into play with war games. Is I think how on the back of a war game box they have the complexity rating, and they have the rating for the solitaire suitability, right? I think there should be a third rating on there that says, how are we going to phrase it?
I think we should call it Jester's rentability.
No. Space, like how much space footprint size, like footprint size, right? Footprint size. And it's from 1 to 9. So when you look at the back, you can say, oh, this is really good solitaire. Oh, it takes up a lot of space though. I don't know.
The thing is, they do say like there's 2 22 by 34 inch maps. What they should do is what we've been going on that, and you've been going on about a little bit, is okay, it's two maps, but there are 5 1-map scenarios, and there are 6 2-map scenarios. So at least you can think, at least I can play 5.
MMP actually does a really good job of that.
Yes.
With their games, that's the one thing I'll give MMP. They're usually like, okay, this many for 1-mappers, this many for 2-mappers, this many campaign games. Like they're really specific on the back of their boxes about the number of scenarios.
So I suspect it's not off topic really, because it's all about the same thing, making you get the right game for you by having the info.
Well, I mean, it's a kind of a side, it's talking about, should there be a rating on the back of the box that says footprint size? Is that something that war gamers should demand? Because I think that footprint size is important to, I would say, 70 to 80% of people out there. I mean, not everyone cares about the footprint size, but there's a lot of people that do. Would you rough guess what percentage of people as war gamers care about the size of the game they buy? I know Tony does.
Well, I do. I mean, I'm
rough does, and I do. So, but what do we think? Is there 50% of the people, 60, 70?
I think people care.
Let us know in the chat what percentage of war gamers, if you had to put a number on the table, what number from 1 to 100 people, war gamers, care about the size of the footprint of their war game? How important is it? Is it very important? And if it's say 90% of the people, then that should be important enough that manufacturers should put that information on the box.
Yeah, because not everybody's got a tennis table to put the maps on.
There's holding card. Yeah, William Bird. There's
Alistair, yeah.
With that wing leader, you got all the data cards. If you got 6 planes, that's 6 data cards you got to put out there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
David says, and I'm not going to pronounce your last name, David, so I'll let Tony do that. Is it a solo playable? Will I have time to play it as well as my other games? And complexity and topic. Ooh, that's a lot of good points David brings up.
Topic, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Real good points.
You're looking at your list there, Tony.
I know.
The bigger they are, the better.
Well, if you got the room, brilliant. But not everybody has. So,
unfortunately, no one understood what I was saying. I want you guys in the chat to give me a number from 1% to 100% of what you think what percentage of war gamers you think care about the footprint of the game. Is it 50%, 60%, 73.7%? Is it 92.6%? Is it 100%? Is it 69%?
Shut up. By the looks of this, a lot of people have got big mansions and they play in the West Wing.
William says 75%. There we go.
I'd say that's what I'd say. Yeah, 60, 70%.
Thoroughfore says a scale of 4, he gives it a 4.2. 40%, 75%, 75% seems like a 10%.
Yeah.
All right, we got to ban this guy. How many people ban people anymore? What happened to my power?
How many people say size matters to me for the war games, but then still buy it?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
That is
true.
So I think a lot of people are like,
he's put pie down.
3.1
sounds about right. Okay, less than 1%. Somebody ban this guy.
Yeah, he's got stables he plays in.
Good Lord. 80%. So a lot of people say between 75 and 80% is.
Edwards got me. He's like, exactly, Tony. I'm like, it matters to me, but depending on what the game is, I still might buy.
So do you think is most people go, oh, this has got a big footprint. It's got 3 maps. Fuck it, I'm still buying it.
Yep. I think that's a lot of it.
But then
that could honestly be
other factors in. You think, but if I know
got a game right here, where is it?
But if I know they've got half a dozen 1 or 2 mapper scenarios in it, it might be worth going for because you never know what's around the corner.
Yeah, that's
Alistair's got a good point. He's coming around to the idea of buying a game, but actually playing Alistair right at the bottom.
Alistair, okay.
Actually playing it on Vassal. Footprint is that part. I get what you're saying on that, but sometimes even it's too big for Vassal, and I know
you need what is it? You need a cinema screen to play it on. Some of them, so. Yeah.
Well, when you got a nice 34-inch super wide monitor and you got 2 of them. Vassal looks so good on it, man. Holy crap. It is.
I tell you what, it's so good, so big, he's got rid of his mouse. He doesn't have to scroll anymore.
I can't find the mouse on the screen. I'm like shaking the mouse, like, where'd it go? Oh, it's crazy. I need to do like one of the ladies at work has like a little, she changed her mouse so it's like pink or something.
Oh,
so
so
she
she
can
jumps
see it.
out a little. Yeah.
I need to do that. Gen Chaos. How I pick the right game. I don't like a lot of games of the same topic. Well, that's a little strange. I can only have so many Normandy games.
I think there's.
So I'm branching into Napoleonic
anyways, so. Doesn't seem like there's enough Normandy games anyways, so
Normandy, never heard of it. What is this Normandy you speak of?
Yeah.
Is it a big thing going on? Because again, the other one is Ardennes, Bulge. That.
And you might be right. I mean, size, like it matters, but it's also like, oh, I want this game. How many times have we overridden our common sense? Like the little devils, like you have one little devil that says, you shouldn't buy this game. You're not going to be able to play it. It's too big. You won't be able to get on your. And there's another little devil that sits on your shoulder, and it says, Chester, you're never going to find this game again. If you're going to buy it, you have to buy it now.
Yep.
Yeah. And so which devil wins out, huh? I mean, come on. Let's all admit it. We know which devil wins out.
Of course. I mean, I did hold back, though. I mean, something like Time for Trumpets or even the SCS North Africa.
You got Pacific War. I don't want to hear from you.
That's one map.
It's
one
what
map.
What size is that map? It's huge.
Same size as a map.
Standard size map?
Yeah, it's a hard map. Yeah, it's a mounted map. And most of them are played on a little weenie one.
Meander Mike wanted you to add that little devil and make sure you buy all 20 expansions now as well. Love it. I love it. It's so true.
That's the little devil that talks to me. You must have the same guy.
But as I was saying, the SCS North Africa that's everybody's raving about, but it's like 3 maps. I'm just not going to be able to play it because of course, the coast of.
There you
North
go.
Africa.
There's a good example of a game you just got.
Yeah, I can just fit it on there. This is 2 maps. The SCS MMP version of North Africa, the remake.
Right, it's the big one. Yeah.
Yeah, of this one. It's up there somewhere. I've got the old version.
Well, what table you got? You got a card table? Is that what you got? Like 4x8? Is that what your table is?
No, it's just one. It's one of those you find in sort of like community centers that they put the buffets on.
They're typically 30.
Right. You got it from the
It's getting on for
from the senior citizen center, right?
Yeah, I didn't say. Cheeky monkey. It's about sort of 3 foot deep and about sort of 5'10" long, so it'll fit a goodly amount, including player aids and that.
Yeah, cozy. That's the only reason I don't own it. I mean, I love Herman and everything, but I'm like, I can't play your game, man. I'm not going to buy it. And
yeah, it's huge.
I'm sorry. I'll play it on Vassal, but I can't buy your game because I own. What is that game over there that I own? That's like
Atlantic Wall.
Atlantic Wall. I own Atlantic Wall for some reason because it was like, I think I picked it up for like $150, and I'm like, oh, this is really good price. I should get this game. It's got 17,000 counters.
Yeah.
It's got 18 maps, and that's just what you want, Jester. Buy the goddamn thing because you're never going to see it again for $150.
You're welcome, David. It's a great game.
Yeah, I was about to say, Ralph, you're getting pointed out here.
Yeah, it's great. I've stopped buying stuff because I've got more than enough to last me forever, and that's
Yeah. Oh. Yep. I had actually somebody so that Empire in Arms actually built.
Well, here's a suggestion, right? Remember that little devil that says buy it, doesn't matter. Like did you see what I did with Paths of Glory? Obviously not. Okay.
No,
so what I did with my Paths of Glory was I decided I don't want to have the big map board out and all the counters and everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Vassal for the map and the counters. And then I'm going to have just the cards and the dice and the solo. I was playing with the solo module as well, so I'll just have that stuff on my table because it's a smaller footprint. Then I'll just use, Vassal for the board and the counters, and I thought that was a great combo. I thought that is a lot of people should use that combo. Use Vassal just for the map and the counter if it takes up too much footprint, and then use your own cards, data cards, whatever you're using, and the dice. You can roll your own dice, so you actually feel like you're making a choice, in the game.
I like that. Well, and you did this with Teotihuacan.
Playing with you guys, yes, but if I'm going to play it, I'm going to get the bugger out. I'm going to set it up.
Yeah. The hybrid. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Brilliant idea. Brilliant.
I tell you what,
don't give him any more ideas. Thank you.
Mike makes a point. Oh, butter jelly there. I've seen this in first hand when I went to PunchCon.
Yep.
There was a monster version of Death Ride to Kursk. It was an exploded thing, and it took up, half a football pitch, and there was about 10 people playing it. I've never seen so many rows and sad faces and frustration. It took them a day and a half just to set it up, and they were walking around like with faces like slapped asses. They weren't happy. And I said, "Are you playing this again?" to one chap. He went, "Never." He said, "I'm glad I played it, but never again."
There's some problems with that system too, so they're probably struggling with the rules.
Oh, I know, but I mean, I played Nac Paris 1914, Nac Paris, the whole thing, the big thing. That's quite a big game. That was fun, And
I played the Greatest Day with 6 other guys. That was a lot of fun.
I'd never play that big one myself. I haven't got the room, and you wouldn't play the big Greatest Day because you haven't got the room. So yes, there's a time and place.
I mean, I've got the room if I really wanted to, but no.
Yeah. The best time. No, it's called a football pitch because it's a ball and you kick it with your foot. Enough said.
Yes, it's a football.
Yeah, do you remember, Gareth? They were walking around moaning and looking, and nothing seemed to be happening for days.
With the huge, completely blue map.
Yeah,
that's right. So, I thought we'd talk a little bit about, finding the right game for you before we got too far in the episode, because it seems like the second hour goes by so fast, and usually we don't even have time to do it
and they start moaning.
It takes these guys 25 minutes to guess the game I'm thinking of for some reason. But even though it only took, who was it that got in 7?
That was Patrick.
Got it in 7 guesses.
Don't ask him back, for God's sake.
Amazing. And it wasn't even a lollipop. It was a tough game. And he got it in 7. The amazing guesses.
Yeah. No,
like Tony, let me ask you a question. And how many times we've done this now? Like 30 times or so, right? How many times have you guys ever asked, is this game made by Hexasim? Like, have you guys ever asked that question?
Not Hexasim, no.
Right. Why in the world would Patrick say, is this game made by Hexasim?
I think
it happened to be made by Hexasim.
Hold on. Doesn't he work for the CIA? And I think he hacked into your computer, shadowed your computer. I think you went, oh, is it Hexasim?
Like, no way he knew this ahead of time. Oh my God.
That was like I went.
And Ruff is like, dude, do you not know how this game plays? You're supposed to ask questions to narrow it down. And Ruff's eyeballs, I thought, was going to explode.
Yeah, where did that come from?
Yes, it is a Hexasim game. Ruff was like, oh, never mind then.
Yeah, moving on. Nothing to see here.
It was the funniest episode.
It was good. It was good.
Oh my God.
That almost stacks when we had Herm on for the first time, and Ruff had gone through all that stuff.
Research.
And Herm's like, you could just see Herm's face going, "What the hell?
Good.
How does he know about that?" That was
that was so funny. Oh my God, that was good. You were brilliant.
That was funny. That was And it wasn't stuff.
We had all kinds of information.
It was all out there. I just looked for it. He'd forgotten about it. That's the problem.
He did not know that we knew this information. He thought we were just some yahoos on some street lackeys or something.
He was looking worried because he's thinking he's got my PIN number as well, isn't he? So
that was brilliant. That was brilliant. That was a good time, though. Yeah. Patrick, he was going for guest host of the year again. So
yeah,
brilliant guessing. I just can't believe it. Oh my God,
that was funny. Yeah. What the? Yeah, WFT. Yeah, well, no, WTF. Yeah.
So let's catch up on the chat here. What are they saying? Anything important? Probably not.
Hey, OG just showed up.
Grab the desert winter maps from the Mediterranean sets. I like North Africa. I think North Africa is a great campaign.
I like it. I don't know why I like it. I just do. I think it's films like Ice Cold in Alex and all that sort of thing that sort of bring it all back. I just love the North African campaign.
Here's the thing about the North African campaign, and I can't figure it out. OG's in the house. Yeah. How you doing, OG? Good to see you, my friend.
But they're saying about the North Africa game that why is it only 1941? Well, what about 40 to 43 or what 42? That's probably going to be an expansion, a bit like the one they did for Stalingrad. A little bit of an expansion, maybe. Yeah.
They've actually released what, 2 for Stalingrad? Expansion?
They've got the game and an expansion. Yeah.
No, I think there wasn't there another expansion for that or no?
I hope not.
Not yet, at least. It may be in
development. Not yet.
Maybe it's, no, I guess you're right. It's just the one. You're right. Okay. Yeah, I need to. That's another one of those big games. It doesn't fit on my table.
Yeah, I'm lucky. I'm lucky because if you watch the video, you can see the edges of the table. It's just.
Rolf actually had to pick the camera up and like.
I had to say sorry. It's got all shaky. I've had to lift it up and do this.
That's okay. Star Wars was shaking a few scenes, so that's
Well, that's all.
Well, I think my goal is to start playing all these games that I buy one way or the other. So
Panzer North Africa.
I'm going to find a way to play. I'm getting rid of Panzer. I'm getting rid of Panzer and all the expansions.
If it's not for you, it's not for you.
It's just not the right game for me.
No, that's fine. Don't love you any less, And if you decide with Atlantic Chase,
you're looking for the whole kit and caboodle.
Oh, I only need 2 expansions.
I'm selling it all together as one kit. So
yeah, no,
if you're interested, look me up. I'll give you a decent price, like $300. It's not a bad price, I think, because it's 4 expansions.
It's 5 boxes.
5 boxes,
and you need to pay for your next shipment from what you.
God, yes, you've got to find the room for those things.
Yeah, well, I mean that's one of the reasons it's going is because you know how much space that takes up. That's 5 games that I can get in.
This amount.
Yeah.
The only problem is those are like 1.5-inch boxes, and
I know they're not very big. They're not very big.
All the Napoleon
commands and colors are going to be 3-inch boxes.
They're the 3-inch boxes. Yep.
Speaking of which, if we go to the P500, oh my God, did you see it? It got emailed this week. My order for GMT is in $398.
Flipping heck, mate.
Ooh-wee. There it is, boys and girls. Oh, wait a minute. You guys can't see it. There you go. There it is.
You got all those, didn't you? Except for the.
I got it all. I got every single one.
What, even the train one?
I even got the train one.
Did you?
Really?
Yep.
We'll play it then. Because
I'm actually was looking at I was actually going to go back and buy some of the previous train games, but I was like, Tony, I'm like, well, you know what? I shouldn't go back and buy these because when they have the sale, I should have something to go back and buy. So I'm not buying everything, but I am buying all that. I bought Pursuit of Glory. I had that on Kickstarter. I was actually number 98 for Pursuit of Glory. I was number 98. That's how long I've waited for that game. Actually, I already owned that game because I went out and bought it afterwards, but I Kickstarted it where P500 it. I was number 98.
How much was the shipping? Because Tony says how much to ship to Europe. You can double that at least, I should think.
I don't even want to know how much it's going to cost to ship because every one of these is like 4 to 5 pound boxes. So
It's all full of
when this
blocks.
box arrives, it's going to be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 pounds.
The only one I've got is Pursuit of Glory. So I want to get, because I've got the CDG solo for that as well.
You didn't get Napoleon, huh?
No, I'm going to stick. If I carry on, I'm going to stick.
Really? Why? I don't understand.
Because if I want
Napoleon, this will be your last chance to get it the way it's coming out.
I'm getting, my mindset is getting better. I'm thinking, I ain't got time. I've got Ancients. That'll do me. If I want to expand that, I'm quite happy with that. I had great fun with Tony playing it and playing myself on with the CDG cards. Kit. So I think it's like Warfighter. You've got to just say, I've got enough to last me 3 life.
Here's the thing, though, and I understand your points. I do. All right, but let me be the other devil on your shoulder. Right? Mm-hmm. It has the solo module, so you can play it solo. The scenarios only take an hour to 2, which means you can play it in an evening, record it in an evening, and have it uploaded in the next day, because it's not going to take you very long to edit it.
I know, but I've got Ancients. That's all I want.
But it's a completely different system, though. I mean, not completely. All right, it's not completely different. I know you're saying
it is. It's
the same system, but it's not the same game.
It's got its own things. It just no. That'll do me. Ancients. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep with the samurai one, because
well, this is where I scratch my head, Ruff, because you say this, right? But you have all the Mark 7-inches games, which are basically the same game, but just in a different theater.
Well, they do. Well, it's a bit like Napoleonics and Ancients. They're based on the same thing, but they have different things going on. I mean, North Africa has convoy attacks, which no other game has. In Holland 44, you've got traffic jams and things that don't happen. Yeah, sure. In Normandy and in Holland, you have paratroop stuff going on with scatter and all that sort of thing. But they are different. They are different enough to make them. It's a bit like Great Battles of History. It's all very much of a muchness, but they're all different. They're different.
Yeah, they're slightly different with different special abilities on different units and stuff. But I mean, they're basically the same game.
Yeah.
In a different skirt.
I think what I'm trying to say,
lady in a different skirt.
I think what I'm trying to say is, without offending anybody who really loves Command and Colors, is that's enough for me.
You don't like it?
I like it.
Really?
I do like it, but I don't like it enough to get every Command and Colors.
That's fine. If you, I just find that's strange.
Enough for me. If I want to play something light and quick,
what
that's
what Tony. You're the words of wisdom. Let's hear them.
I just have the Ancients and I'm going to continue the medieval series, but that's it.
Really?
I do have the base game for.
Is it the price? Is it the?
No, I think it. For me, I think it's the it's a nice, simple as a wrong word.
How many Napoleonic games do you guys own? Like
I've got about 7 or 8. I've got about 7 or 8.
You got 7 or 8. Okay, but Ruff, you own like 1 or maybe 1.
One,
okay,
2.
So I would think you would look at adding.
Maybe that will tell you why I don't want to get Napoleonics, because I've only got 1 or 2 Napoleonic games.
You don't like it?
It's like American Civil War. It's not that I don't like it. It's because I don't know enough about it.
Don't you think if you get the game, you will learn and find out about it? I mean, that's why partly why we play the game.
That's it. But that's why I like my Ancients and I like Great Battles of History, because I'm learning about that part of history.
Okay, so then why do you own Corsair Leader and Zero Leader? They're basically the same game.
I love planes. Like you, I love planes. They're different.
Okay, you love planes, but then you don't own a single wing leader.
Because the game still has to convince me that the mechanics of the game, the playing of the game still has to convince me.
Okay, didn't you just play it with Tony?
No, I watched Tony and Mike play it.
Oh, you weren't part of that?
And
he
Tweez, and I did a playthrough with Tweez, and he was teaching me it from scratch. It's still not done. I know, and I don't want to upset anybody because there are fantastic followers of the game who they think it's fantastic. It still hasn't been convincing for me. Okay. That doesn't mean it's a bad game.
If it's not for you, it's not for you. We've talked about this,
Well, that's what I'm saying. This is for me. When I want to play something quick and light and fun, that out.
It's just it's just one of these things that you think how someone thinks about a certain thing, and then you find out you're not right.
Yeah, but then again, this is like 3 years on. We change, don't we? Our tastes change, our knowledge changes.
Well, that's true, because when I found you, you had like no games on your bookshelf whatsoever. So you come a long ways.
I had books on my bookshelf.
You had actually books, which are now probably in boxes upstairs.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, they're in stories. Yeah, up in boxes. But yeah, and
now you've got enough stuff. You're like, I don't need it. I already got stuff. No, you're right. We talked about this. Like,
that's not going to change.
We have enough games to play for the rest of our life if we never order another game.
Right? I don't have to. But
my collection just
keeps going. But we do. But we do. It's just now I'm thinking like Warfighter again. I'm not going to get any more stuff. That doesn't mean though if DVG want to send me stuff, that's fine.
No, too late. Sorry. What do you got going on, Tony?
But there we go. It's enough. I've got enough to last me a lifetime.
So I saw this game come up. So this is a Hallenspiele game, and it is by Brad Smith, who did the NATO Air Commander.
Oh, right.
Is a game I absolutely love.
Yeah.
So this is another one. So this is Vietnam. And you are basically part of the rescue team. So you're a search and rescue, and you're trying to save soldiers,
pilots that were shot down and stuff.
Yeah. So it features the aircraft, the A-1 Sky Raiders, the Jolly Green Giant rescue helicopters, and the Skymasters. And so it's kind of a card. You do some cards, things along those lines. But I know Brad does a great job with his game.
So just the point, it's got solitaire suitability very high. Is it a solitaire game?
It is a solitaire game.
Why not put solitaire suitability solo only or solitaire only? Not very high.
I don't know because that's just the way they do it.
Well, then that will put people off. You've got to sell your games. Yeah. But looks good. It looks a little bit similar to NATO, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's well. I think the art is by Amabel Holland, so I think.
Well, no, the actual layout, like the track on the right hand side, and that.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to this. I'll probably wait a little while for this one, just because I right now it's like not a good time to buy games or anything like that. But it looks really good.
It looks good.
Cool stuff. Yes. So $55. I don't think that's much for a solitaire game specifically, and a lot of their stuff has been very, very top notch. That's released from Hallenspiele. So I'm really, really looking forward to that.
I think Blue Panther are bringing out the thinner laser cut
counters. Yes,
that might be in there. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just wanted to see if they actually put it in on the solo. And well, Stilico is on sale too. By the way, it's $7 off, which is a great system. Yes, it is solo. It is only solo. So yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, Hallenspiele is doing a pretty good job with this. So again, $55, and I know they actually do a pretty decent job. And even Blue Panther's recent stuff that I got from them have been very, very pleased with this stuff. So for sure.
Awesome.
That's what I got.
Awesome. Lovely.
I just checked.
What had happened in this day in history? We have August 18th.
19th, isn't it?
Yeah, 19th.
Hold on, I'm just checking up Hallenspiele because I think last time I looked, that NATO, which I want badly, was very expensive. I just want to see if it's. NATO. Yeah, 60 quid over here. It's a lot. But anyway, one day maybe. Right, this today in history. August 19th, 1782, American Revolutionary War, Battle of Blue Licks. The last major engagement of the war, almost 10 months after the surrender of the British commander Charles Cornwallis following the siege of Yorktown. So they're still battling on, I think, in the West. The Battle of Blue Licks, fought today, 1782, one of the last battles of the American Revolutionary War. The battle occurred, as I said earlier, 10 months after Lord Cornwallis surrendered, which effectively ended the war in the East, on a hill next to the Licking River in what now is Robertson County, Kentucky, then Fayette County, Virginia. A force of about 50 loyalists, along with 300 indigenous warriors, ambushed and routed 182 Kentucky militiamen, who were partially led by Daniel Boone. It was the last victory for the loyalists and natives during the Frontier War. British, loyalist and native forces would engage in fighting with American forces once more the following month in Wheeling, West Virginia, during the siege of Fort Henry. 1812, the War of 1812. American frigate USS Constitution defeats the British frigate HMS Guerriere off the coast. All right, shut up. Off the coast of Nova Scotia, Canada, and earning the nickname Old Ironsides. This War of 1812, 18th of June to the 17th, 18th of June 1812 to the 17th of February 1815, was fought by the United States of America and its indigenous allies against the United Kingdom and its own indigenous allies in British North America, with limited participation by Spain in Florida. It began when the United States declared war on us on the 18th of June 1812.
Because you were impressing our sailors.
Yes, although peace terms were agreed upon. I know, yes, we were press ganging people who weren't necessarily British. I know. Although peace terms were agreed upon in the December 1814 Treaty of Ghent, the war did not officially end until the peace treaty was ratified by Congress on the 17th of February 1815. So then we shoot forward to 1934. The German referendum of 1934 approves a little-known Austrian painter. His appointment. I can't say anything because we'll get demonetized. Appointment as head of state with the title of Führer. And we've got in 1914, Shane Thomas isn't here, excuse me, the first flight of the B-25 Mitchell medium bomber occurred today. The North American B-25 Mitchell is an American medium bomber that was introduced in 1941, but it had its first test flight today, and named in honor of Brigadier General William Billy Mitchell, a pioneer of U.S. military aviation and who is regarded as the father of the United States Air Force. Used by many Allied air forces, the B-25 served in every theatre of World War II, and after the war ended, many remained in service, operating across 4 decades. Produced in numerous variants, nearly 10,000 B-25s were built. It is the most produced American medium bomber and the third most produced American bomber overall. And these included several limited models, and you can look these up later, children, as the F-10 reconnaissance aircraft, the AT-24 crew trainers, and the United States Marine Corps PBJ-1 patrol bomber. And at the time of this time, there are 45 in flight status, most of them in the United States. So still got 45 flying.
Wow.
That's great, isn't it? 1942. This isn't a great thing. It's Operation Jubilee happened today, or the Dieppe raid. This was an Allied amphibious attack on the German-occupied port of Dieppe, mainly with Canadians, in northern France during the Second World War. Over 6,000 infantry, as I said, predominantly Canadian, supported by a regiment of tanks. I think there was some Americans there as well. A few Rangers, I think, were put ashore from a naval force operating under protection of the Royal Air Force. The port was to be captured and held for a short period to test the feasibility of a landing. You can see why they've done this. This was to sort of do a dress rehearsal for Normandy. Feasibility of a landing and to gather intelligence. German coastal defences, port structures and important buildings were to be demolished. The raid was intended to boost Allied morale, demonstrate the commitment of the United Kingdom to reopen the Western Front and support the Soviet Union fighting on the Eastern Front. Aerial and naval support was insufficient to enable the ground forces to achieve their objectives. As you probably know, it's a complete catastrophe. The tanks were trapped on the beach and the infantry was largely prevented from entering the town by obstacles and German fire. After less than 6 hours, mounting casualties forced a retreat. The operation was a fiasco in which only one landing force achieved its objective and some intelligence, including electronic intelligence, was gathered. Within 10 hours, 3,623 of the 6,086 men who landed had been killed, wounded, or become prisoners of war. The Luftwaffe made a maximum effort against the landings, as the RAF had expected, but the RAF lost 106 aircraft, at least 32 to anti-aircraft fire or accidents, against 48 German losses. The Royal Navy lost 33 landing craft and a destroyer. Both sides, though, learned important lessons regarding coastal assaults. The Allies learned lessons that influenced the success of the D-Day landings. Artificial harbours were declared crucial. Tanks were adapted specifically for beaches. A new integrated tactical air force strengthened ground support, and capturing a major port at the outset was no longer seen as a priority. Churchill and Mountbatten both claimed that these lessons had outweighed the cost. Yeah, well, okay, you'd think that. The Germans also believed that Dieppe was a learning experience and made a considerable effort to improve the way they defended the occupied coastlines of Europe. So that's Operation Jubilee. And lastly, 1944. It's a little happier, this one. 1944, World War II, of course. The liberation of Paris began. Paris, France rises against German occupation with the help of Allied troops. And the German garrison surrendered the French capital on the 25th of August, 1944. Today, 19th of August.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great stuff as usual.
Yeah,
a lot of good information about the.
I do enjoy doing it.
25 Mitchell, which I find that all that stuff interesting to find out.
Yeah.
Third most American produced plane, which is I wouldn't have thought that that was as big as it was. All right,
That's a good one.
I'm thinking of a game.
Oh God.
Oh God. Okay, here we go.
If you guys don't know what's coming, it's like every week you don't know what's coming.
We don't. You don't tell us what game it is, so we have to figure it out. So we don't know what's coming.
That's the idea, Tony. If we knew what it was, it wouldn't be a game.
Yeah, it would be a great game. Yeah.
Go ahead, Tony. You're up. Go ahead.
Okay. Is it by Hexasim? No, I'm just kidding. Is it pre-1900?
No, it's not pre-1900s.
Okay, cool.
Is it post 1945?
Yeah, it's post 1945.
Ooh.
Okay, is it by GMT?
No, it's not by GMT.
What have you got recent? Oh.
Do I own it?
I don't think you do.
Okay.
I don't believe you do.
It might be a Cold War gone hot. I'm not sure. I don't think it's going to be a Korean War one, is it? I don't know. Vietnam? Oh. Hi, Kev. Sorry, I didn't see you there, mate.
I'm not getting anything in the chat anymore, so I don't know if
it's the chat.
I'm not getting anything in the chat either.
It's still going on and if we don't see you guys, it's because it's not working up on StreamYard.
It's working on YouTube, so I have to keep flicking backwards and forwards.
I don't see any of that because I only have the StreamYard up. So
Yeah,
if you guys are saying something, the last message I got was Alistair at 5 o'clock.
Yep.
It's now 5:19. So I thought everyone was being real good and quiet.
No, if you look on the YouTube, they've been going bonkers.
Okay, sorry. Well, I don't see your comments, so sorry.
So I'll try
Tony
and keep
is
checking back. Right. So,
okay. So
what do you reckon it is? Is it Korean? Do you reckon is it Vietnam? Is it Cold War gone hot?
Could be. Yeah. I guess the question is, do you own this game?
No, I do not own this game.
Well, that don't bloody help then, does it?
Yeah. Yes and no. Because it's nothing he's got in recently. So
do we want to look at try and a sort of specific war like Vietnam or something?
Yeah, let's go that route.
Let's say Vietnam. Is it set in during the Vietnam War?
No.
Oh, bloody hell.
Is it set during the Korean War?
What is that? 1947, 48?
1950,
50, 51,
52? No.
No. Okay.
Mind you, he said, is it 48, 48? It's nothing like bloody Churchill, is it?
No, he owns Churchill, so.
Of course he does, yeah.
Of course he does.
Of course he does.
And it's not by GMT.
Is it set in the Cold War goes hot era in the 80s?
There is part of the game that sets in the 80s, yes. Part
That's by GMT.
of the game.
I'm thinking the one you were talking about, NATO, Hollandspieler.
Oh,
That's set in the 80s, though, isn't it?
yeah. Yep. Not part of it, all of it. This is it's by MMP.
No, it's not by MMP.
Okay. Yes, it is a war game, Kev.
Let's hope so. You see, I'm thinking things like Israeli Air Force leader it goes right from 48, 45, 46, right the way through. But you can see it there. Look.
Yeah, he would have known for sure. It wouldn't have taken him. I think so. Yeah.
So you said it's not GMT, it's not MMP. Flipping
Part of it.
I hate this. Makes me look a right idiot. They're all set in the 80s, those ones. Ah, hold on. No, the British way is not set in the 80s, is it?
It's also by GMT, and
Yes.
it's not a game by GMT.
God. Look at all the games owned by GMT. That's terrible.
Compass, DVG.
Don't think it's a DVG. I wouldn't have, well, that's famous last words, isn't it? Is it a Compass game?
No, it's not a Compass game.
FFS.
That's not down. No.
So we've got Legion. We have got DVG. We've got.
We haven't asked them. Is it a DVG game?
Yes, it is a DVG game.
Okay.
Does it involve ships?
You're gonna have to ask that question a different way.
All right, because
Does it involve ships? What is it about ships? Does it have ships in the game? What are we asking?
I don't know. I got confused there. Sorry, I've been drinking.
Me too.
Sorry about that. So it's DVG. It's not Spruance Leader. It's not IAF.
It might be Spruance Leader.
Oh, you can see it there. Look.
Ask him anyways, because it's going to be one of them.
When I said ships, it was like, ooh.
I got a backup just in case it's not that
Okay.
one. Ask him.
Is it Spruance Leader?
No, you own Spruance Leader.
I know, that's what I said. But
why
yes.
would I say no? You don't own
thought
it.
you said
and
yes.
then
I
you
thought you
say,
said yes.
is it
Like me,
Spruance Leader after
like
you
me.
just pointed to it.
No. Yeah, like me, your eyes are dodgy. Right. I could have been
No,
pointing
but
to anything
seriously,
there.
no, I
Is
didn't even.
it Hornet Leader?
Is it Hornet Leader?
Oh, good. Because that's the only bloody one I haven't got.
So, as you guys know, I like to theme every time based upon some kind of subject that we're talking about. And yes, it is Hornet Leader, but specifically, it's one of the expansions.
Cthulhu.
Right, exactly.
I have that one, by the way.
I don't have that game anyway, that core game.
So it is, yes, congratulations.
That only took 57 guesses.
You know, I will say
I was just gonna do a Arkham game, and then I said, oh well, that's gonna be too difficult. And then I said, oh, you know what? I'll do Australia because that's a war game, but it's. And then I said no because I already showed that game. That'll be too easy for them. I got to find something else. So I found, of course, the Hornet Leader expansion called Cthulhu Conflicts. In honor of H.P. Lovecraft's birthday tomorrow and our Eldritch Horror game that we're playing tomorrow at 3:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Phoenix Knight, who also turns 107.
I think he's as old as Cthulhu, isn't he?
Right. He is. Did I show you? Oh, yes, I showed you that, right? Did I show you that? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
it was
will
one
say
of the
I
reasons
misheard you. I misheard you, Jester. On
the reason I was
the
hemming and hawing because you guys asked these questions. Does it have ships in it? Well, technically, it does have ships in it, but it's not about ships, and it doesn't have anything to do with ships other than you're blowing ships up. Right? And it does have a campaign, Libya, 1984.
Yeah.
Or North Atlantic, 1986, Iraq, 1991, Israel Defense, 2001, Syria, 2004, Taiwan Defense, 2008, North Korea, 2011, and Iran in 2014. All those campaigns in the box.
Fair enough. It's that and Phantom Leader, the only two I haven't got, I think. Oh, and apart from what's the one with the tank buster?
Thunderbolt, Apache Leader.
Apache
yeah,
Leader,
that's the one I got. So I was waiting for you guys to ask me because I was thinking, do I own Hornet Leader? I don't think I do. And I was remembering, oh yes, I own the.
I think I could have asked this Phoenix Knight own 3 of them.
Yeah, he's got a bit mad on the Leader series.
Yeah. Guys, again, I apologize. If you are typing in the chat, I'm sorry. I don't see anything.
No, I have to keep
you
back.
Here, if I share my
No, you
screen.
don't want to know what they're saying in the chat anyway because it's
last message I got is at 5:00 p.m.
Yeah, I posted something to see if it'd kick it in, and it didn't. So yeah,
Yep,
no, for some reason
that was all I see. So if you guys are posting comments like Jester's dumb and now's your time to do it, I can't ban
of those if you look on the YouTube page, which I've got as well. So it's probably just as well we're not seeing them.
Probably. So
now this is when we need him.
Right. Because we're talking about our subject, trying to find the right game for you. How do you and it's funny, right? Well, you've talked about it a little bit, and Ruff, we've asked you, and so how do I find the right game?
Don't care, not interested. No.
Right. So and it sounds dumb, right? But Ask Meandering Mike, he made a comment about it earlier. He said the same thing. You buy the game and you play it and you find out if you like it. And if you don't, then you ship it out and get rid of it. And I kind of agree with that. And even though it sounds dumb, like the only way for me to find out if I like it, I could watch a million videos. I can read the blogs. I need to sit down and play it, find out what it's like, see what the components are like. I thought I kickstarted a game called, what the hell was that game called?
Race to Moscow.
Race to Moscow, because it sounded awesome. That game lasted 2 minutes, 3 minutes with me.
Yeah, I think if you'd have watched a couple of videos, or I think there's only a couple of videos on it, you might have got the right impression.
The only problem
that's why I kickstarted. When I kickstarted it, it was like, oh, here we're gonna have all these cool things, and it's gonna.
What are you complaining about? You got models of Stukas.
I did get 3 models.
Yeah, what are you complaining about?
And there were 37 and 95 for the 3 plastic models I had.
Yeah. But it just shows you how different, and that's maybe another subject for another day. You know, about how we learn games. It's different for me. I like to watch people playing it, and I then get a vibe about it. You like to get it, and Mike does, and play it, and then see. But then you've got it. Then you go get rid of it.
Right.
It's rubbish.
Well, I mean, if you got to get rid of it, you got to get rid of it. Like Bandits Escape, great idea. Great. You're not going to find a lot of games on this. It had some cool mechanics. It had some neat ideas. Pre-ordered it, P500. Excited to get it. Played it.
But that's you. You know, that's great. That's
just
why
me.
we're all different.
It's just me.
And Mike does the same. I do it different. Tony probably does it different as well.
But yeah, I mean, the only way for me to find out is to actually sit down and play it. I think is to find if it's the right game for me. That's the first step. So we each have a different first step, right? So Ruff, you go watch the videos. Tony, you go watch and read the block about
the websites,
what's included in the game, how much is coming, how many counter sheets, how many maps, how many scenarios. And I just go, oh, this sounds good. Order. Okay? So we each do something different. All right. So what's the step number 2 now? You've watched your videos, Ruff.
Yeah.
What's step number 2? What do you do then?
Then, it's to decide whether or not to buy it. And see, I do watch unboxings because I like unboxings. I mean, and people do like unboxings. I think North Africa, Kev's moaning, how did I get it so quick? It's because, you know, I suppose, you know, I don't know, but I think they send them out quicker to over here first, and yours has just got delayed. But I watch unboxing. I mean, boxing for North Africa has got nearly 900 views on it already. It's only been out Thursday, so people do like unboxings. I watch them because then it gives you, if they do a proper unboxing, it gives you what's in the box and things like how many scenarios use them. If it's a multi-map game, how many scenarios because of space use 1 map or 2 maps? Can I get 2 maps on? I won't be able to play 3 or 4 maps, but if I can get enough game out of the smaller scenarios, then that's fine. And then after deliberation, watching more videos.
So you're on YouTube like 90% of your life then? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah. I watch.
You watch the intro videos. You watch people play it, and then you watch people unbox it.
Yeah, I watch it all before I.
Do you want to watch people delivering it to you too?
No, we don't. We don't go on the UPS or the Royal Mail thing. But you'll be shocked how many YouTube channels I actually subscribe to because it's over 400.
I'm close to that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's because I need to know. I need to know. And then once I make a decision, because money's tight, yeah. I mean, once I make a decision, I then get it. The only problem is, of course, you've got GMT P500s where you do take a punt, unless it's a game you've already got some of, like brand new games. That's taking a punt because I read it and look at it, and I read it because GMT will post stuff about new games on their newsletters and that. So you read as much. There's obviously no videos out. So some I take a punt on, and things like Banish the Snakes, I took a punt on it. I think I'm still going to, have a bit of fun with it, even though the designer has had a right old tone for actually doing a playthrough, which I thought he would go, thank you very much,
what
sir.
Did he do?
Thank you very much.
He corrected stuff, which was fine. It was just the tone.
Yeah, but it's the way he did it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Why don't you understand this game? That sort of thing.
That kind of, yeah.
Yeah, and designers should be pleased that even if you make it a hash,
I'm
you got the
surprised
thing
he
out.
hasn't made a comment on my channel because I will be more than happy to tell him what's wrong with this.
I posted. So here's the thing: I posted it on BGG, and that's where the comments were.
Yeah, that's why I never go to. I never go there. That's the dark side. But then I'll take a punt.
Oh, I should post my video there. Then I would love to hear from him.
Oh, you will.
About his stupid design decisions.
But anyway, and sometimes, luckily enough,
All right, so step 2 for you is watch an unboxing. Great. Tony, what about you? Let's go on. Let's move on.
He doesn't listen, does he? It's part of the process. But sometimes I have to take a punt on a game, especially if it's not out yet, like a Kickstarter, like not so much Kickstarters, but P500s and things like that, because you do research and read up about what it's about, anything, and the subject and all that. Sometimes we're lucky enough to get sent games, and that's a sort of blind thing. You haven't ordered it, you haven't thought about it, and it turns up. So that's another thing, but that's always great. But yeah, it's because of this hobby is all encompassing and more addictive than crack cocaine. You want to get everything, and I still am, but the bank account's going, hold on a minute, Ruff. No, don't. My credit cards are crying. So I'm starting to be a bit more selective instead of going click, 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 click. But if I've had a couple of these, the click, click, click comes back, and I have to watch myself.
Right.
Drunk ordering. Yep.
Oh, God.
Yep.
I was going to say, you just showed us a couple games you just got in last week or the week before. So you're not as innocent as you make it seem.
No, I know, and we're all guilty. We all try and do our research, but things like North Africa, I do like the North Africa campaign. It's one of my little foibles. But again, I won't order the North Africa standard
you
combat.
got the mounted maps probably too, didn't you?
Huh?
You got the mounted maps too, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I had to get the mounted maps. I have to.
So you can bring up your war game, right?
Yeah, that's another subject. Yeah. But also,
let's see. I'm playing bingo. I think I've got bingo on
house. Bingo.
How many topics of Ruffs can we cover before?
And you, we've all spilled the beans. But mounted maps, especially for people who make videos, are a godsend.
Yeah, they are.
If I, mind you, if I didn't do videos, I'd probably still like the mounted maps because they're just bling that we love. Like everything else in our game, we like to bling it up and make it more fun to play. And mounted maps is good. So yeah, I've got them. They're over there. 2 of them. They're like that. I don't know where I'm going to put them.
Yeah, all right. What about you, Tony? What was your next step? You've now gone to the website. You've analyzed. Ooh, this sounds interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I look at the price and decide whether to buy it. That's it. That's my process.
Price. So the next thing that comes into mind, price.
Yes.
That's another stop it, tick.
By the way, Wise Guy is a Wise Guy history. I saw him on some other streams and stuff. He's just busy not filming. He's apparently got lots of life. We had some questions on if Wise Guy history is okay. From what I've seen,
is he there? Oh, tell him I said hi.
Hey. Is he in the chat?
He's not there. No, he's not. I've seen him.
Isn't he a professor at a uni? He's going to be busy, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I know he's been playing some huge game with his family and stuff or with the group or something like that.
Well, that's good to hear that he's.
But I just wanted to make sure everybody. Yes, I ran across.
Yeah, guys, I can't post any comments because the last comment we got was I think Alistair broke the damn thing.
Yeah, it's his fault.
So, you put the word arson there. So, yeah, we've got demonetized. Thanks.
You've
Alistair.
now.
Oh my God. All right, Ruff, back to you. You've now analyzed. You've watched the web. You've watched the web. You've watched the web. Now what?
After I've done the research, if it's a P500 that's no info, I'll get as much info as I can by reading blogs that GMT, for instance, put out and all that. And then you get it. And then the next thing, it sits on the shelf for 6 months.
Amen.
You won't see North Africa in 2023. You won't see North Africa on your table.
I'm going to want to get.
You're going to want to do it until the next thing comes along. You're a fucking squirrel, man.
You know me. It's all shiny.
Yes, I know.
We're all like bass, okay? Shiny things attract us.
You're never going to see North Africa on your channel.
I really want to get it on there. I mean, it's a pretty limited thing.
Okay.
And
here's my problem with that game, honestly. And it's my problem with a lot of North Africa games. You have 2 maps and 1 counter sheet.
I know. And lots of sand.
What the hell?
Lots of sand.
It's like 2 maps with 1 counter sheet, and they're the 9/16 counters, which are even larger counters.
Yeah.
So it's like, what? That's my problem with the North Africa series.
Because things can trundle along. That's the problem. They can get in trucks and they trundle along. And, you
have the entire North Africa front, which is basically the entire north of Africa.
Well, it goes from.
Thanks for narrowing that down, Tony.
I know. I teach geography.
It's got Tripoli up to just past Tobruk.
That's our teacher educating our youth, people.
Yeah, these are the leaders of tomorrow that he's educating.
North Africa campaign was in the north of Africa.
Seriously. Was it on the coast?
Us history people usually label things pretty obviously. We don't, it's like the Treaty of 1763 is the Treaty of 1763. So,
The Treaty of 1763, where was the Treaty of 1763 signed?
You can guess.
No, Paris. Tony, where was the Treaty of 1763 signed?
Paris.
No, at the bottom. No, at the bottom.
Oh, at the bottom. Okay, Dad.
Yeah. But the thing with the North Africa one is, and I think Kev was moaning about that. I think Brazen, one of the North Africa, forgive me, Kev, I can't remember which game it was, but it was bemoaning the fact that they could go from one end of the map to the other. They're like really whiz along. So, yeah, you've got that sort of thing. I've got to check out what the situation is with this North Africa 41 is. But, it does look gorgeous. I mean, the whole nearly 5 foot of map, just sort of golden sand color. Lovely. It's lovely.
Yeah. But you only use like 6 counters of that. And then you literally move from one end of the map to the other end.
But they always have to put. I mean, in the original SCS North Africa, I don't know about the new one because I haven't got it. But they would put Rommel. Every North Africa game's got a Rommel counter in it. It's I don't know why, but yeah,
that is true.
Alistair's got a joke. Alistair's got a dad joke. Where did Napoleon keep his armies?
I know this is such a dad joke.
I know. Up his sleeveys.
Wow. Good thing I can't. Well, maybe I can ban him. Let's see.
At least put him in timeout.
Oh, he's put him in ban. Oh, no.
Damn. Good. Got him in timeout.
You put him in timeout for 300 seconds.
For 300 seconds. For shame on you. All right, so now you're playing the game. You're unboxing it, you're unplaying it. How do you decide? Ooh, how do I love this game? Like how did you find Atlantic Chains? Like the first time you played it, was it like love at first sight? Was it, I gotta play through like 5 scenarios to figure this game out?
Well, which is what I did. I videoed the whole tutorial, was it 7? And played.
Why aren't you doing anything else other than these Atlantic Chase.
Yeah, do you remember? Yeah, because I loved it.
Well, I remember you had a couple of viewers saying the same thing.
Because I loved it.
Chris says how easy the rules flow. I kind of agree with that. If you're struggling with rules, it's going to be hard to like a game.
Yep, and that's
not saying it's not possible.
Yeah, that's another subject. But
so, back to
problem,
my question.
The problem is, of
focus.
Yeah, the problem is, of course,
break down and focus.
Yeah, all right. I'm going to focus now. The problem is because we are not like normal men and women who play games and maybe play it and then go, yeah, I've had a good, and then get another one down. We make videos, and I wanted to keep on playing Atlantic Chase and then Panzer, and I wanted to keep playing that. That was fantastic. But of course, we've got to keep the content going, haven't we? So we keep changing the stuff. So
right,
whether or not I can see that if I like a game, I like a game. If I play a game and it's on the channel, it means I like it because it's on the channel, because I'm spending time videoing it. Like the other two chaps, one from my part of the world, who say that they won't put a game on their channel if they don't like it. And that's sort of, but then I haven't got a game that I don't like. I don't know why. Any game.
You got a game you don't like. I know of a game you don't like.
Oh yeah, but I haven't got it.
You don't have it? You got rid of it?
What are you talking about?
The prototype that was sent to you?
Holzer Hegra?
No, the other one.
The German one.
The German one where you couldn't figure out how to play it?
Because I suggested to the designer of that game, he'd spent 10 years developing the game, and there's a good game in there, believe me. It's a very Euro-y with a bit of war game, and it's placement stuff and all that. Very intricate, very clever. But I suggested to him that maybe get a third-party developer in to overlook at the rules, because he knows the rules backwards. Somebody has never played the game before, does not know the rules backwards, and doesn't assume, and the guy assumes, and it's human nature. You assume that people know what you're talking about, but we're all different. And I suggested get a developer in to overlook the rules and see somebody that doesn't know the game, read the rules, if they could play it, or they give suggestions of how they could be rewritten to make it much easier for somebody who doesn't know the game to play it. And once I suggested that very nicely, and I said the game looked great and that, because the reason is I did a playthrough and he gave me a long list of things that I didn't do quite correctly. And then I suggested, well, if I'm doing that amount of mistakes, and we're all used to reading rules, maybe your rules need looking at from a developer. And after I suggested that nicely, never heard again from him. So his loss, I suppose, because it's a good game.
Yeah, okay. So, Tony, you get the game, you're ready to play it, you put it on the table, you try it out. How do you decide?
I put it on the table, I pack it back up, I go to a different game.
All right, you put it on the table, set it up, put it back in the box.
What is that? Why do we do that?
Actually, I haven't done that. I just joke around about that, but I know people have. I know Jester.
I do that all the time.
Yeah.
Another thing, I'm flicking backwards and forwards, and Christopher, I've got another convert for Warfighter because thanks, matey.
Okay, so you put it on the table.
Yeah,
you do play it.
Yeah.
How do you decide? Oh, this game's terrible. Oh, I hate it. I'm not going to play this again.
Does it have a narrative?
Stop it! You're giving. Just stop.
Actually, that is not far off. Is there a good story to the game? Does it hold my interest? Am I like rooting for like something to happen? Is there an excitement to it?
Now, do you find the story is important, the narrative? Do you find it as important if you're playing the enemy.
Okay.
You guys probably don't realize this, but
The next thing you'll be talking about is what does the other half think of you doing all this malarkey? Stop it.
No, just so you guys know, we were having an organization meeting before the show, and Ruff gave us a whole bunch of titles, and I think we've gone over, mentioned every single one of them just about, and actually with Ruff throwing that one in, he did. So, it's good. Luckily, so you guys are getting a great preview of probably the next 15 times.
Next year, the War Room coming up. You could just watch this episode.
Honestly, is there a story to the game? I think that, and that's why I think I tend a lot more towards tactical games lately, is because that story. Is that story there? Can I tell the story about it? Is there a ship that I'm sinking or got sunk or something along those lines? There's got to be something in it that is just really cool. That.
You're looking for a game that's going to keep you engaged, keep you wanting to play it, keeping you involved with it. If it doesn't do that, then it's not the game for you. Then
take you away from everything into your mind, into the game, into your imagination. Yeah, that's what I look for anyway.
Jay says the war game you want to play the most, always the one that's on your way to your address.
Yeah, shiny.
Yeah. Squirrel.
There's the king of shiny right there.
Yeah, I admit it. Oh, there's something I wanted to ask Mike about flying colors. I got a question from a subscriber about side slipping. Did that really happen with these big ships, or is it just a sort of gamey thing? So if Mike's still in the chat, because he was concerned that side slipping was quite a big thing in the game, wasn't it? We were side slipping.
Yeah, it has to be.
And was that a real thing, or is it something that Mike Nagel put in? Be interested with the keels. Can they do it with the keels?
I think so. I mean,
I would think so too. Yeah,
and you can only do it when the wind's at a certain angle. So
of course, it's pushing you across. Yeah. That's what I thought. Anyway,
I'm not a sailor, so I don't know the ins and outs. Tony,
anyway, sorry.
You're hosting the War Room next week. You better be ready. You better be prepared. People are going to be there. They're going to be showing up at 4:00, and they're going to
I got to plan the menu, don't I? I have to get.
You got to plan the menu.
Yeah, and the other thing you got to do, Tone, is give me a quick, sort of tutorial on how to run this thing, because I've got a bit of an idea. We have to have a dry run or something. Yeah.
Yeah, before your show. Yeah.
Before I do my first show.
Yep.
Good.
Yes, Mike's question answer. Yes, whenever you're sailing, the wind will push you forward and in the direction in which the wind is blowing. So if the wind is blowing in the right direction, it's like side slipping. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So I can get back to him. It was a nice, he was enjoying it.
Mike's the sailor.
So, coming up on the channels, it's going to be Tony next week.
Yep. So
I'm going to be the following week, and then Ruff's going to be the following week after that. So the 3 weeks in a row, it's going to be Tony, then me, then Ruff. Tony, me, Ruff. So put that down on your calendar so you'll know where to show up. But
if you haven't subscribed to the Tack Up Wargaming Facebook page, do it now, because the diary will be on there, so you can sort of keep up to date with what's going on with the topic for the day as well. For the show.
Yes, we were already getting organized with topics ahead of time.
So you can get your questions and have a think about it, and put your point of view and your thoughts.
Share this one last time. Is this it? Or when does your poll close?
Oh, the poll's still going, is it?
Yes, probably in the next 9 minutes.
So if you haven't voted,
you guys have 9 more minutes if you want to vote on what Ruff and Tony are going to play next. Looks like it's either going to be Men of Iron or Battles of the American Revolution. Get to the Tack Up Facebook page quickly, and then also you can vote. Tony's doing his logo. I'm actually doing a new logo. I'm working with, and God bless him, Jacob Jederuski, and I'm butchering his last name again. The guy that actually made our video intro.
That's JTJ.
Okay, and we want to thank him immensely for our video we've been using for the longest time now, and we haven't even really talked about, the effort and time that he put into that. So I'm actually working with him. He's going to give me a new logo.
He
Which is
actually
awesome.
offered it up for me too, so I will definitely be in contact with him because
Well,
it's time.
Do I need a new one apart from the drunk sort of wine drinking vampire?
No, because you are a wine drinking vampire, Ruff. It resembles
That's pretty much your
perfectly.
persona.
Yeah.
There we go.
I don't think you come
tomorrow.
out.
Yeah, though.
Tomorrow, 3:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Me, Ruff, Phoenix Knight, Eldritch Horror on my channel, part 2 on the channel. Looking forward to it. It's
I know it's not
Phoenix
a war
Knight's
game.
birthday, so we're gonna have a big birthday celebration.
Birthday celebrations. I know it's not a war game, but it is a good fun game. Yeah, just to wash the war games out your hair.
And then Tuesday, Tony, what are we doing Tuesday? I think there's something going on Tuesday.
Something like Plum Island Horror Part 2 with Herm and all the three of us. So 7:00 Eastern, which according to Ruff is like sometime tomorrow, the next day.
It's the next day.
It's the next day. Yeah.
It'll
But
be
it
late
is
for you guys. So.
exclusive, and bear in mind the game is not available yet. People have been asking me, is it available now? No, we've got permission from GMT to play this.
Permission.
Special permission. To
probably we should show that off just for you guys that are not aware. If you go to the recent August 17th, 2023 GMT newsletter, let's take a look at what's in this newsletter. Oh, they're going to charge you a lot of money if you ordered all these things.
I'm glad I didn't do
Yeah, Jester can tell you exactly how much all the order is.
Yeah. And I'm glad I didn't do a Panzer on that.
There's their new counter sheets. Yep, there's the back of a box. Oh, my goodness gracious. There's the back of a box there. There's some Fields of Fire information.
It's quite near the bottom.
Where is it?
Quite near the bottom.
Did they get rid of it? They might have got rid of it.
No, you've got to watch it not in your browser. You've got to watch it in your browser rather than the email.
Oh, is that what's happening?
But it might be there. It might be there.
Oh, here it is.
There it is.
There it is. There it is. We actually, congratulations, Ruff, Tony. It's taken us 3.5 years. We finally made it into a newsletter from GMT. Wow, look at us go.
Yeah.
Another 3.5 years, we'll finally make it into an email.
Look at their little faces. Yeah.
Look at that. So thanks to Herman for giving us this opportunity. This game is not released. It's not open to the public. We have strict security access. We had to literally sign with blood on a contract that we were not going to share this
NDA. Yeah.
But thanks to Herman to give us that opportunity. What's coming up in your guys' channels this week? Anything at all?
No, I'm taking the week off.
Maybe. Hopefully, I don't have to be Dad Taxi on Friday and we can finish our Flying Colors.
Flying Colors on Friday. That will be at 8 p.m. over here. 9 p.m. over here. 4 for you. Yes. You've moved it forward an hour. Yeah.
Yes.
Forward,
yeah.
He's right when I'm getting ready to leave work. Yep.
Yeah. You leave work.
What else you got coming on?
Not much. I'm going to continue trying to finish what I've got, which is Don't Tread on Me and A Distant Plane.
Okay. All right. Finishing projects is good.
Yeah. I'm not. I've got to have a read and a playthrough of Tally Ho, which I hope to bring on the.
You've been talking about that for about 6 months.
I know. You know what I'm like.
It's almost time.
You know what I'm like. I'm like a sort of slug along. Also, once we get the poll finished for me and Tony's next game after Flying Colors, I'll put my own poll up with with some of the suggestions that people asked me to play when Matt was on the show. But next week, what I've got to do is I've got so many unboxings that I've just fallen behind with. I'm going to do an unboxing of
Volume 2.
Combat 2, and we'll have a look at Thomas Van Hare's brand new sort of air game SOE and I'm one of the pilots, so that's quite fun. So we'll be looking at those, and then we'll see what happens then.
You realize you have 2 games there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I know.
You realize there's 2 there.
Yeah, there's 2.
You don't want to stress yourself out in a week's time. So
no, I'm going to take it easy.
you might have to take a holiday after that.
No, I'm going to have a nice lay-in, and then we'll have a look at the stuff, and that will take a day, and then next day we'll have a think about videoing, and then the following day probably video a bit.
Okay, good. I was a little nervous there for a second.
Yeah, that's fine.
Thanks, everybody. Apologize. I don't know what happened to our StreamYard.
Yeah,
I have
sorry about
no
the
access
chat.
to any of the comments. If you guys call me an asshole 65 times, I don't know about it.
They have,
one thing I do know is, and even though I don't have chat, I can still ban you.
Hey, I asked Alistair for another dad joke to finish the show off. He said he can't risk it.
He can't risk it. No.
It's on my channel next week. I get to choose what you get.
That's right.
I could actually mute
next
Jester.
week. It's all up to him. If it gets out of control, it's all his fault.
Yeah.
So all I can suggest is
the boot game.
Keep an eye on the Tack Up Wargaming Facebook page. Keep an eye on that to keep up to date with what actually is going on with some major changes.
We actually had someone subscribe, probably smart.
That's good. Yeah. So you can keep.
What's that? What's it at, Jester? Because I'm gonna shut it down. What's it at? What's their poll at?
Poll is at 44 to 36. It's gonna be Battles of the American Revolution.
There we go. All right. So I will get with Ralph.
Oh, that's great. That's great because the Brits and the old the colonists.
Yes.
Are you going to put another poll asking which scenario?
Yeah, which battle they want us to play.
Give people a choice of which scenario to play.
Yep.
Well, we've got the Tri-Pack and the White Plains, so whatever.
Thanks everyone for coming out. We do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Again, I apologize. I don't have any access. I don't know what's going on. Tony, it's on you next week. We'll link Tony's in their Facebook group.
Yeah.
In case you don't know, if you come here next week, you won't see it. So just you'll miss out. Yeah. We don't want that to happen. So make sure you stay with us. We'll post our calendar, and we got some exciting news and events, and we have some special guests coming up soon. Next week, Tony, what's on the show?
I have no idea.
Mike's
going to join us.
Pick one of them.
Mike is showing.
Pick one of them.
Let's see here. Topic is. Ooh, this is tough. You got some good ones here, Ralph.
I know. I did spend a bit of time thinking about this.
Yes. We've already done that. Why do we play eras or particular battles? I think we're going to go with that one.
Why do you play a particular battle or era?
Yep.
Why do you or why don't you?
Why do you?
Why do you?
Why do you tend to pick certain eras or certain battles? What do you like about those?
Good subject. I like that one. Good subject. Good subject.
Yeah, Ralph, you did a great job.
Thank you.
Yes, very much so.
Very good. And we'll see everybody tomorrow at 3 here for Eldritch Horror.
That'll be 8 p.m. So if you want to see what this nonsense game's about, it's a great fun game, chasing monsters and whatnot. Not a war game, but we do have fun with it. Come along and support us at 8 p.m., 3 p.m.
Yep. And then Tuesday, last time we're going to say it, 7 p.m., part 2 of the Plum Island Horror. Be sure to check out Tony's channel and Ruff's channel. Subscribe because you're going to need to be going to their channels every other week now. Everyone, thank you. Have a great week. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks, everyone.
Ruff, Tony, have a great week. And we'll see you guys on Tuesday. Ruff, I'll see you tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. Yeah.
Have a good one.
Take care, guys. Have a good one.
Yeah.
Mwah.